Kris Jenner gets tackled by Kim's security at her house, and Khloe is in therapy with Tristan? Still? We are talking all that and more, news and gossip, voting on our favorite Instagram photo of the week. Stay tuned because we are going live right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Kardashians Weekly. We are so excited to be here again with a full panel. We're going to be recapping this episode, Cruel and Unusual Punishment. This is season 17, episode 3 already.
Wow.
Crazy.
Of course, we're going to be doing news and gossip in our segment Tea Time, voting on the favorite Instagram photo of the week on Gram Glam, and of course, we have a poll where we ask you, the fans, what you think as far as what happened in tonight's episode. So make sure you stay tuned for the entire segment because we are going to be having the best time tonight. But to my left, I have the news and gossip expert, Miss Rachel Robillard.
Oh, yes. Hey, y'all.
We also have the social media extraordinaire, Miss Nakia Monet.
Yes, and guys, I'm in the live chat now on my phone, so feel free to pull on up to AfterBuzz TV reality on YouTube and come and chat with us.
Absolutely. Yes. And of course, we had to bring him in because he is Khloe's #1 fan.
That's me.
Howard the Third.
Howard the Third. Nice to be seen. Nice to be heard.
Yes. You guys, and I am Dakota T. Jones, and let's just kind of jump on into this. So what are your overall thoughts of tonight's episode? Did we think that they brought a lot of this drama in as far as Corey's fight with Scott and then, you know, Kris faking the whole security issue? Did we think that they were just pulling anything they could to get views? Do you think it was funny? Do you think it was forced?
I think all of the above.
Yeah.
Like, I do think they were pulling, but it was funny because we know the family, they're big on pranks. So I love when Kris pulls a good prank, especially on Kim, because Kim is very, like, she takes everything serious. So I thought that was funny. And then the whole Corey, Scott, Kourtney thing, that's something that I didn't expect.
Yes.
So that was a lot of drama. But I thought this was a very funny episode.
Yeah, you called it. You called it as a prank while we were watching. Dakota was like, wait, that doesn't look like Kris. We even went back to rewind. Like, let's see this footage one more time. And you're like, that doesn't even look like Kris. I'm like, whoa.
That's so crazy because whenever they put the security footage in there, I'm like, oh, this brings a lot of legitimacy to it. Like, I was like, okay, this is real now. But then I saw the way the girl was walking, and it seemed like her tracksuit was a little stuffed. It didn't look like real thick Kris. It was like padded Kris. And I was like, I don't know. She's got too much of a spring in her steps. She doesn't look like she's 60-something.
Yeah, but then Kim goes like, let me look at the footage. So I'm also like, was Kim behind this?
No, I think, because I kept thinking it was a prank. I was like, this isn't real because Kris is the queen of pranks and they were so sick of the security. So like, I can see Kris saying, let's prank Kim so she can get rid of the security. And I think they did a good job because Khloe explains how they did it purposely so the cameras would pick it up.
Right.
So I think that's what happened.
I know. I thought at first I really did think it was real. I was like, oh my gosh, because Kim's security was crazy tonight. I was like, girl, all these NDAs, all these, special measures you have to do to just get up to the house. I'm like,
but that's not what you guys do whenever people come to your house.
I always do that. I mean, every time Howard sits next to me, he has to sign an NDA.
Come on in, take your shoes off. I got some tea waiting for you, and that's it.
I got some tea waiting for you and the NDA next to it.
Please sign this NDA.
Please.
I mean, I feel her though because like she said, all the robberies going. Now it sucks because obviously these people know that they're family, and so that your family has to sign an NDA. It's uncomfortable, and we come every day. And like Jonathan says, though, he was being a little dramatic. But if I'm already in the system and we're family, it's like, all right,
okay,
enough.
Kris can be upset. She's the mom, but for Jonathan, or I guess now his legal name is Food God.
A mess.
For him to get upset and be drama.
That was too much.
I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have known who you were either. So
who are you?
Who are you?
I understand, like Nakia was saying, I understand. If you're already in the system, though, you should be able to get into the house. Why do I have to sign an NDA every day?
Because, God forbid, Kris stabs Kim one day and kills her children, then security's going to get blamed.
Put a timestamp on the NDA. Say this NDA is good for 3 months, 2 weeks, 1 week. If I have to sign it every day, like, girl, meet me at the restaurant. Like, let's meet at the Outback because I'm not signing that.
Okay, Outback, let's go. Bloomin' Onion. I'm there, Howard. You're making me hungry.
Chicken on the Barbie.
I want some right now.
But it seems like the security don't know who everyone is. That's what it comes across as. Like, at least just have pictures of immediate family so you know.
I think they know, but I think that I think Kim and her husband probably said, look, I know you know who these people are, but every day I need you, because I think it keeps them on their toes to see if they're doing their job. Because I think if they're lax and they're like, oh, everybody comes in, then someone up the street's like, oh, I'm Kim's best friend, and then they expect for them to get in. So I think they know who they are, and I think when they apply to the job, but I think security's just like, fam, she told us what to do, so we can't let you in. It sucks, though.
They need to go off of that list. Like Kim was saying, she was like, my assistant has a list of who's coming to the house.
Yeah.
Check that list. Check in the system, like, okay, Jonathan's coming to the house today. He did his NDA last week.
He changed his name to Food God. Maybe
Mr.
Jonathan.
God, Mr. Food.
He's going to have to sign a new NDA with this name change.
Yeah, with the name
Mr.
change.
Food.
Yeah, Mr. Food, I'm going to need you to re-sign your NDA, please.
Gosh.
You only put 1 O in food. It's 2. Please resign.
Absolutely. Well, another thing that I thought was interesting with this episode was that Khloe admits that her and Tristan are still going to therapy together, or at the time they were, and he was blaming her for making his cheating scandal a media frenzy, as he put it. We know that he's upset about this because he came at Kanye last week for True's birthday party and was causing some beef. And it's like, I don't understand why he has the right to be upset when he's the one that put everyone in that situation. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it. We get it. He's trash. Whatever. Let's move on. But I just thought it was interesting that we have to bring that up again. Yeah. Okay, well, we wouldn't have had to do X, Y, and Z if you would have been faithful.
Yeah.
It was a whole mess.
It was a mess. But again, like Tristan, this isn't his first ordeal. He cheated on his first baby mother, Jordan. He cheated when Khloe was giving birth and he was in New York City and there was security cameras with him making out with 2 girls. So I don't even really like the Jordan thing because I'm like, that's not even what it is. It's like, you've been cheating since day one. There's literally like the New York Post caught you coming out of a club holding 2 girls' hand. And even when you got caught with Jordan Woods, you still were doing your thing in the LA streets. So it's like, fam, you kind of did this to yourself.
Yeah, he's the narrator.
I just don't understand the whole therapy part of what Khloe is trying to get from this and what she's trying to save. Yeah. Like, if you guys are co-parenting, cool, but I don't see the need of therapy if you guys are not trying to get back together. Which I heard that they are trying to get back together.
You're thinking if they're not trying to get back together,
what's
there's
the
no
point?
Reason for therapy, so that way they're on the same page to raise their child?
No, you don't. I just, me personally, you don't need therapy to co-parent. If 2 adults can sit down and say X, Y, and Z, these are the schedules, this is what it is. Kourtney and Scott have done it for 9 years. Kris has done it with 2 of her baby fathers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need therapy. I just feel like you both just want to be in each other's presence for each other. You're not thinking about your baby. You're thinking about your relationship. If y'all 2 big-ass adults can't say, fam, you get the baby Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I get her, then there's no...
Yeah, exactly.
But unless you're trying to get back together... whatever.
Because you could just go through a lawyer with your co-parenting. You can put it in paper and saying, okay, I'll get my daughter on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You get her towards the weekends and call it a day. Follow your court order paperwork.
I do want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to you, Logan Knight. Logan Knight says, Tristan should have kept it in his pants and stayed loyal. But Khloe can do better.
Amen.
Agreed.
We love hearing from you guys, so please let us know in the comments below whether you're watching live or if you're watching after the fact, because we're always in the comments checking. So let us know what you think of this whole Tristan, Khloe therapy thing, and also if Kris took it too far with the security fiasco.
That was amazing.
Because we want to hear from you guys. So also, Kylie and Khloe hadn't really had a chance to sit down and talk about everything that went on with Jordan, and so Khloe's like, well, let's go to Napa. I'll take you to Napa. We're going to invite Kris because she was a hoot last time. Walkie-talkie. So I thought it was cute how they all went, and then, they all had a few drinks, loosened up a little bit, and then Khloe kind of asked Kylie about Jordan, and Kylie said that she feels like everything happened for a reason, and she needed this to be able to grow without Jordan because Jordan did everything with her. So I will say a lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about Kylie, but I will say she really does seem to be calm, and she doesn't let things excite her too much. She really kind of takes it for what it is, and she's like, okay, we're going to move from this, and we're going to handle it like an adult. I feel like she's really mature.
She is. I think she was the most mature out of everyone. I mean, last season I said the baby of the family is the most mature. And she is in a weird predicament because this is her best friend, someone who she still loves. And it's awkward when your sister's going through something with your friend. It's weird. So I give it to Kylie, and I think she's been really strong. And I know she still loves Jordan. I know they love each other. They probably still are friends, but I know it's tough to be like, oh, hey sis, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm happy that Khloe recognized that and was like, yo, I know that this is her best friend and I don't want to not make her happy, so let's at least have that conversation.
Absolutely. absolutely. Rachel, I wanted to ask you what you thought of Kourtney's children this episode, because
oh my
it
gosh,
was a
y'all.
hot mess.
Yeah, as Rain says, like, I'm not in the mood. This is my serious face. That Rain is me. I am Rain. It's like all this Tristan drama. I'm like, I am not in the mood. Okay. This is my serious face.
This is my serious face.
That's why I've not like commented on this. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just like we just keep bringing it up, but I mean, it's life, and that's what Khloe says. Like, this isn't just a reality show. This is my life, and it is. And it's like, oh my goodness, he's gonna do it again. I already know.
Yeah.
So.
Rain is just too grown. I'm like, you're 5, or
right?
you know, like 4 or 5. Like, calm down, sir. Can I have, or give me a cough drop?
My mom would have murdered me on national television and told the audience, I've murdered my child.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I love Kourtney, and I always, like, loved her parenting skills, and I think, like, you know, Kourtney used to be critical on her mom, and I think what happened was, like, you know, you can't tell people, I don't have kids, so I can't tell anyone what to do, but I do think they got so caught up in the whole, like, we want to be, like, the cool parents and the lax parents, but kids do need discipline, and there needs to be consequences, and you can't be too laxed. And I get that you don't want to, like, put your kids in these weird predicament situations, but I honestly think the reason why Scott overreacted is because they were embarrassed that everyone was judging them and was like, oh, damn, your daughter. And I think that's why he got so offended. Because I think when you're telling people about your kids and you're like, oh, ooh, I would have did this, and you're like, damn, we're not doing it the right way, I think that's why he got so offended.
Oh, he really went off, though.
My little pea.
My daughter?
My baby
My
girl.
daughter.
My little bumblebee.
You're saying you'd hit my daughter? You just said you would whoop my daughter's butt. You're gonna hit my daughter?
My daughter. I'm from New York, but that was a hard daughter. My baby girl, my little pea, my little bumblebee. I'm like, fam, listen, here's my thing on this.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I don't know, because they needed the rating, so he was just overreacting. Obviously, and someone in the chat also says, and I want to read Logan Knight's comment, says, I feel like if you're not a parent, then you shouldn't put your hands on a child. I think being a child is kind of teaching them to use, beating a child is teaching them to use violence. And I understand. I think what Corey was saying, I don't think he's saying I'm going to physically harm your child.
Right.
Even in present day, if your daughter was to hit me, I think as a conversation, I think he's like, if I was the nanny, I would have popped her. And I think culturally, like he said, I know coming from the black community, my mother said she was gonna whip my ass. It meant, and she didn't punch me in the face, but it just was her like staring at me, or like, give me your hand, a little pop pop. And I think culturally, like, if you're dating outside your culture, you have to learn other people's language and how they talk.
Right.
But I get where as parents they're coming from. You don't want people to tell you how to parent your kid, but I also feel like don't share it.
Yeah.
And that's just my thing. Like, you're sitting at a table with all parents except for Food God and Corey. They're gonna all be a little judgy, because Kim even said it. You know, me and Khloe always talk about Kourtney not disciplining her kids.
She doesn't. It's like peace and love and namaste, and we're all gonna hold hands and sing kumbaya. But you saw that clearly isn't working, because the kids are like running around.
Your son's trying to stab people.
And Kourtney was saying, like, P doesn't care about anything, so she can't really take anything away from her. Well, you know, you could still put her in timeout. You know, you could tell her to go stand in the corner. If you don't want to use physical disciplining things, there's other things. Have her do chores, you know? She can still clean the house.
Absolutely.
I don't care that she said.
Exactly, because Mason said, do you want to fight? That's what came about at school.
Where's this energy the last time that Mason was in the room with Tristan?
Why do you want to fight Tristan, Mason?
But exactly, it's about consequences. And so she got the phone call from principal saying, okay, Mason almost got in a fight, was threatening fighting terms, and Mason apologized to his mom, and so Kourtney's like, okay, then you can still go over to your friend's house. No. Like, for me, I'd be grounded for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what it goes down to.
And that's how you take things away from your kids. You don't have to put your hands on your kids if that's not what you want to do, but you can say, you're not going to the sleepover, I need you to write me a letter. Like, you can do so many things. So your kid can now go to school on Monday and be like, damn, I should have not done that. But when you say, I'm going to reward you to do bad things, it doesn't help.
She pulled a Hannah Montana and was like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody knows everybody knows what I'm talking about.
But if you're 9-year-old starting, you gotta give consequences. And I think, and I get where they're coming from with the whole Corey situation, but I don't think Corey was like, I'm gonna physically harm your daughter. I think it was just a conversation. Like, if I was the nanny, he asked, he's like, can they pop them? And she's like, no, but I would want them to say something. But then as the nanny, that's a weird situation, because it's like, do I say something to your kid? Will you be upset at me?
Exactly.
Right.
Or if I come to you with this problem, problem, will you actually even believe me? Because
do
there could
something
be
about it.
Yeah, do something. Or if I come to her and I say, listen, your kid just scratched me on the face. Well, I don't believe that because P's never like that, or blah, blah. You know what I mean? You never really know how the parent will react.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was also who was saying it. Like, if it was Kanye, this would be a whole different story.
Of course.
But this is Corey Gamble. This is the grandma's boyfriend.
Yeah.
So know your place on what to say. Like, he's already on thin rocks, I feel. Like, like he just, no one, everyone tolerates him. That's what it comes across.
Yeah.
And so for him to have the audacity, have this, like, well, this is what I would do. And it's like, I don't think anyone was really asking what you would do.
Yeah.
He got
who gave him a mic?
He got very, very comfortable. And I was actually shocked that he said that. I don't think that he meant that he was going to abuse this child or even put his hands on her. Yeah. But I do understand where the parents are coming from, where it's like, you don't have the right to say it. But I do think Scott overreacted.
Scott definitely overreacted.
I just felt like one question would have been like, are you, like, fam? But I just felt like to keep going, it's like, all right.
Yeah. By the 7th or 8th time he said, daughter, I was like,
daughter.
My little P?
You would hit my daughter?
Yeah.
Then he said, I'd hit you now. Now I'm aggravated. But yeah, I don't think, like, you're an outsider. You shouldn't speak on, that's not your place or your family. You shouldn't be speaking, and you shouldn't be telling people how to raise their kids. They want to raise their kids. Now, the little girl put her hands on you, then you can talk to the parents about that. But you shouldn't tell people how to raise their kids.
Absolutely.
Even if they're Chucky.
Even if, yeah. But no, that kind of wraps up the review part of our episode. And we have so much more for you guys, so stay tuned. We're getting ready to spill all the tea in our segment Tea Time. Then we're going to be moving on and voting on our favorite Instagram photo of the week for Gram Glam. And then, of course, we have a poll that we heard from you, the people. Yes. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking all that and more. But before we move on, I just wanted to thank you guys, the viewers, for watching every week, for tuning in. We've had some great numbers the past 2 weeks for the premiere episode and the second episode, so let's keep it going for this one. Again, comment down below. We love hearing from you guys. Make sure to subscribe to AfterBuzz TV reality channel and hit that thumbs up. If you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. Let us know what you love about our after show, what we can do to involve you guys even more, because we love that. You guys are our 5th co-panelist.
Yeah.
So much fun.
So much fun. Before we move on, I just want to give a quick shout out, since you mentioned the chat. I want to shout out Logan Knight, who's in the chat, Louis P, and Orlando Williams. Hi, guys.
Hey. Guys. Thank you so much again for watching, for commenting. We love you guys. It's always fun to live chat with you guys. So let's kind of continue on into our tea time.
Love some tea.
Anyone else feeling a little extra parched today?
Thirsty.
Okay, so everyone knows I am the biggest Taylor Swift fan. I love her so much. I know that
That's your girl.
You know, the Kardashian world and the Swift world don't really collide.
Right?
But Taylor Swift, in a recent interview with Rolling Stone, had a lot to say about Kanye West, despite her new song, I Forgot You Existed, that was about Kanye, and be like, oh, I forgot that you existed. But did she really? Because she had a lot to say about him in this interview. She suggested that two-faced Kanye West was behind the revelation of Drake's child by saying, he wants to be nice to me behind the scenes, but then he wants to look cool, get up in front of everyone and talk shit. He literally did the same thing to Drake. He gravely affected the trajectory of Drake's family and their lives.
Well.
Which I didn't know about this whole thing. Did she kind of like just...
I don't know that was Kanye. Wasn't that Meek Mill?
No, Kanye and Drake. Yes, but Kanye and Drake do have a beef.
They do.
But Kanye didn't affect his family, Taylor.
It was the guy from Eclipse. Sorry. Pusha T.
Pusha T.
Yes, Kanye and Drake do not get along. That's a known fact. And they throw subs at each other. Drake just threw a sub at him recently because he had a shirt that says "Ye was reborn." Like Drake jabs at him a lot, but I don't think that he affected like Kanye affected Drake's anything.
So do you think that Taylor like just got in the heat of the moment
and
decided
to stop talking about this?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Enough.
I love her, but she really does keep talking about it.
Yeah. They don't talk about her, and listen. Y'all know I'm not the biggest Kanye fan, so I get how you feel, but it's like, sis, you have to move on. If you don't want this man in your life, or Kim, or anybody, and you don't ever see them, they never talk about Taylor Swift. Ever. Why waste your time? You're so successful, you're doing your thing. Why even bring them up and give them more, I don't know, like you're giving them more heat where now people can now go watch their show. You're just giving them more fans, and I just feel like, don't talk about them.
It is hard because like I have a hard time of letting things go, and if someone really like disrespects me, you know what I'm saying? I do. What was that?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Don't cross me.
Taylor Swift.
But no, I get it. If I was disrespected like that on such a national level, I would have a hard time moving forward, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, her and Katy Perry did, so why can't you just drop it with Kanye?
That's true.
You don't gotta be his
That's a good
friend,
point.
but I do feel like, you know, old people always say this. You have to learn how to forgive for yourself, not the person to move on.
Yeah.
Because it's been 10 plus years and you're still harping over something where these people aren't even thinking about you. And now it's been affecting your life where you're doing Rolling Stone interviews when it should be all about Taylor Swift and her comeback and her putting out music. And I would never mention Kanye West. But see, I'm petty. I don't want to give you any traction. I don't even want to give you money in your pocket. That's just me. Move on, sis.
Well, speaking of two-faced, Tristan Thompson.
We're still
Let's get
talking
into
about
him.
him.
Yep, so Taylor thinks Kanye is two-faced. Well, I think Tristan is two-faced. And Tristan recently refollowed Khloe on Instagram. And he recently commented on one of her pictures saying perfection with the emoji of the heart eyes.
Oh my God.
So they're, you know, going to therapy. I don't know if they're still going to therapy, but on this episode they were. So it's just like, oh, Tristan.
Tristan's trying to get back in
Tristan's trying to
there.
weasel his way in, even though he blames them for being in all the Kardashians for hyping up their situation in the media, when in fact he's the narrator of his own story.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to.
Okay.
A mess.
A mess. It's a mess.
Pound it.
Well, speaking about not really a mess, but Kanye West, it looks like he was named hip hop's highest paid act for the first time in his career. He topped Forbes' #1 list, jumping over Jay-Z because Jay-Z's been like #1 for a few years. And I know that Kanye West is #1 because he made, or Yeezy's supposed to be making $150 million this year.
Dang.
So he's #1, Jay-Z's #2, Drake's #3. It's all men, and then about like 12 and 13 it's Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Wow.
So these are people who ranked in millions, but he is supposed to be making, I think it's going to be more than 150 million.
I'm actually surprised.
Same. So he can't say he's broke because it's his Yeezy collection. He's doing the Sunday church.
Yeah.
He's selling merch. So he is raking in, and that's why they bought that big ranch in Wyoming. So he made the most money this year. So he cannot say he's broke anymore.
Yeah, he's no longer in debt.
No longer.
No longer.
So he can't be asking Twitter or Facebook for no money.
I'm about to ask him for some money.
Yeah.
Give me some money, sir.
Please.
Spare change.
So do you guys are familiar with Dynasty?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know what it was. I had to look it up. But apparently, Kris Jenner and Yolanda Hadid, which is the mother of Gigi and Bella Hadid, they recently channeled their inner Dynasty in a tongue-in-cheek spread for Harper's Bazaar. And this was one of the shots from the magazine where they're fighting in the pool. Can one of you guys give me like a little synopsis of what Dynasty was?
Dynasty's before all of our time, but I watched a lot of I grew up with my great grandmother, so I knew what Dynasty was. So Dynasty was like one of the original soap operas, but it was they have memes now of Dinah Carroll throwing shade at I forgot who she's playing. What's her name? She mentions her in her story, where it's like a soap opera where these rich people and they throw shade at each other. So they were just reenacting the most notorious scene. She's still alive, and God forgive me. If you guys know in the chat, please let me know. She's a famous actress. She was just in American Horror Story, but Kris is playing her character, and I think she's supposed to be Alexis, and it's like a soap opera of rich people. And I think it came out in the 80s.
Sounds like Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah. So if you watch any pop culture thing, we talk about Dynasty, and they did a remake of Dynasty in the 2000s, but I don't think it hit well.
Yeah, it didn't.
So they were trying to bring Dynasty back, but this is the hit show in the 80s.
I wonder how Yolanda got thrown into the mix with this, because it just seems kind of interesting. I know Yolanda's kind of been doing some things, because of her kids, and maybe they just were oh, you have famous kids and you have really famous kids.
Yolanda was a supermodel before her kids got
She
famous.
was.
She just
Right.
she was in the 80s. These two women were very famous. Yolanda was very famous. She just gave birth to two supermodels, but she was a supermodel first.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
You learn something every day.
And she's
you
from
know.
Housewives.
Yeah, both in reality TV too.
Yeah.
She's from Housewives?
Yeah, she was on Housewives at Beverly Hills.
Recently?
I think she's 2 or 3 seasons.
Okay.
2 seasons ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the OG.
Okay.
Just the reality stars. But another reality star, let's talk about Tana.
Yes.
Does everyone know who Tana is?
Tana
Are y'all familiar
Mojo.
with Tana Mojo?
No.
So she is the wife of Jake Paul, another YouTuber. A lot of rumors say their marriage isn't true. Are they just doing it for the clickbait? So this is Tana, and she was with Kendall over the weekend. Kylie. Yes, it's Kylie. Kylie was with her over the weekend, and Tana was asking Kylie for some pregnancy advice, apparently, at Sophia Richie's event. So is Tana considering getting pregnant? I don't know. I don't know if this is like just kind of like exactly like a clickbait story, because with these YouTubers, they are good at generating whether it be a hashtag or some kind of word vomit for it to be trending and be considered clickbait. So that's cool that they're hanging out. Tana is on a lot of MTV shows, including her own show, Unfiltered.
Tana turns 21.
Yeah, Tana turns 21. It's
I had no idea who this was.
Wow.
No?
She's so funny. She's
hilarious.
She's amazing. Yeah.
Shout out,
trashy, but I love her.
Shout out to the YouTubers. I don't know. But speaking about YouTube, Logan Knight in the chat says Dynasty reboot is on Netflix for anybody who's interested.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yes. Speaking about interesting, our girl Kourtney, who just turned the big 4-0, it looks like she may be back with her really cute, tall ex-boyfriend, Jonas.
Eunice,
tomato. After she was spotted holding hands with him in LA almost a year after their infamous split. So it looks like they've been kind of hanging out. They look cute together. Sis, do your thing. You're 40. Who cares?
Didn't he cheat on her? Wasn't that the story?
Allegedly, he did.
So,
What is it with this? I can't.
I don't know, but cuffing season's coming up. It's about to be winter. She's single, and Scott's doing his thing with Sophia, so I don't know if that's for her to be like, let me call my ex thing back.
They look happy.
Okay.
They do.
Laughing.
Well, speaking of Scott and Sophia, so Sophia Richie was getting snuggly with Scott in her newest Insta post to prove that this isn't just a phase. She's really in it for, the long run. I mean, here they are, just coupled up in love.
I love that photo so much. I reposted it because I love that pink outfit. I mean, do I like them as a couple? No, because she's so damn young. But I do love this photo. And it looks like he's happy. And, everyone wants to know, like, if him and Kourtney are going to get back together and what's the situation. But I love the photo.
It's a good photo.
It's a good photo.
It's a great jumpsuit.
Great jumpsuit. It reminds me of something from, like, when I was in high school. Like, that's why I love that. Like, it stuck out to me. I was like, I love her jumpsuit.
I just thought,
jumpsuit.
I'm just like, okay, let's sit on the boyfriend's lap and let's open our legs.
You're trying to get a free meal. That's me. You're trying to get a free dinner. Here I am.
He was like, this is a typical Sunday night.
That's me.
Let's go.
About to be when I leave here.
Please send me the photo. Reenact this. I would greatly appreciate it. But you guys, let's vote on our favorite Instagram photo of the week. There was a lot of great contenders. Let's do some Gram Glam. So, the first on the docket. Kim Kardashian West. She has not really done a lot of selfies recently. This was an interesting selfie. I like the purple light that's kind of showing on her eyes. What do we think about this?
Wow, this doesn't even really look like her.
Looks completely different.
Kim, stop taking pictures of yourself. Your sister is going to jail. Every time I see a picture of her like this in the car taking a selfie.
And man, has her selfie game came a long way.
Man,
really
sure
has.
Yeah.
And next we have Kourtney. This is so cute.
That's
very
so cute.
vintage.
Yeah, pin up.
I love this.
Pin up.
What do we think of the itty bitty teensy weensy yellow polka dot onesie?
It's so cute.
Or what is it called?
Itty weeny teensy polka dot bikini.
Bikini, but what is it when it's a one piece? Is it just called a one piece?
A one piece bathing suit.
There you go.
One piece.
There we go.
I like a bathing suit.
Yeah. Next we have Khloe with a little
Khloe.
denim number.
Anna Nicole
And is
Smith.
this the picture that Tristan commented on?
It is.
Yes.
This was the picture. Okay. I mean, she does look like perfection. I will give Tristan that. She does look perfection.
He needs to keep it to himself, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Or text her that. You don't have to write on Instagram for people to see it and be in your business.
Exactly.
Stirring
And
that
then
pot.
get upset when people comment on your business.
Could have sent a DM.
Exactly. And next we have Kendall. She was a big part of Fashion Week.
Oh, that's cute.
I love the blonde hair that she's
blonde
rocking.
hair.
Oh, wow.
Which is not a wig. She actually did that apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
like that. Thought it was a power move.
good.
She doesn't usually stray from her dark hair.
Yeah.
So this was an interesting choice, and I thought it was really cool. And I love the zebra dress.
Do y'all like the blonde? Are you for the blonde?
Yeah.
I like the blonde. I
It makes
think
me miss my blonde.
it makes me think she's like more edgy. Like it just kind of puts her over in the modeling world. You know how they tell you to change up your look a little bit, like every like months or years. I think this is a good look for her.
I like the blonde, but I love dark hair on like people.
Yeah. I thought this was a dress, but this is like a whole like shirt pants situation
type of thing.
That's cute.
I like it. I like it. And lastly, we have Kylie. She also decided to rock the printed animal situation.
Fierce.
She the girl. She the
Fierce
sister.
lady.
She the sister.
For life.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have these beautiful cutout heads here, and we're gonna vote on who we think kind of just rocked it this week. So drum roll, please. And ta-da! So for those of you who are listening on iTunes, Howard, Nakia, and I all chose Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, I chose Kylie. I was just feeling the fierce look, bootylicious. Like, we know it's not real, but flaunt what you got.
I like that explanation though. Like, it's not real, but you gotta flaunt what you got.
Okay.
Send the doctors.
Yes.
Please send the numbers. I've been asking since season 1.
I just want to know if they have a payment plan.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm tired. I want everybody.
No, but I mean, I can't speak for you guys. I chose Kendall. I thought it was great because the hair change, it was kind of a bold thing for her. She usually doesn't stray from her look. So, yeah.
I chose her because I love the look. The outfit's very 90s. It's very hot. I love her outfit. I do like the blonde. She looks good.
Yeah.
Same, pretty much. Love the hair, love the outfit. I mean, it's just, she's killing the game. So
she's killing it.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Hey.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. We are so excited to talk to you every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you tune in next week for season 17, episode 4 review.
Keeps going.
And we will be back. And in the meantime, we have a new segment called Kardashians Daily, correct?
That is correct.
Tell us about it.
So yes, we started our Kardashian Daily series on Instagram at AfterBuzz TV. So please look out for our daily Instagram videos. You all will be seeing the first one, or I guess the second week starts tomorrow. So definitely follow Instagram or follow AfterBuzz on Instagram at AfterBuzz TV, and you can follow me too, Rachel Robillard at Rach_Robillard.
Kardashians Daily is also available on our YouTube page.
On our YouTube page.
Yes, thank you. Shout out to you guys for being in the chat today. Really appreciate it. You can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom. And Howard and I, we do a reality show, kind of we're like a reality catch up on Black Hollywood Live, Sundays at 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes, you can follow me on all social media outlets at Howard III. And like Nakia said, on Sundays on Black Hollywood Live. Make sure you guys check us out there for Back to Reality. And then I'm also on the Growing Up Hip Hop New York after show on Thursdays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
It's a good one.
You know, you get to use my New York accent all the time.
Daughter.
My daughter.
Don't touch my daughter.
All right, you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. Thank you again for watching, and we will keep up with you next week. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host.